Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Follow the Dogi. We are so excited to practice animal assisted yoga with you today. So, my first question: who here feels like they need an excuse to hit the gym? Now, are you ready for my advice? Don't. Instead, put a little bit more mindfulness into practicing play with your animal. You can see Waffles is actually very, very worn out right now. Which is fine. She's very tired because we've been doing a lot of yoga this week. And yesterday and the day before in particular, we played super, super big, super, super wild. And today we're going to show you exactly what we did in order to wear her out and also get myself a little bit of exercise too, get both of our bodies feeling really good, um, and getting those heart rates up. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about, because today we're going to be teaching you how to practice Chaturanga, the yoga push up, with your dog. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to get safely into the posture yourself. Chaturanga is a multi step posture for both our animals and ourselves. When we're practicing with them, this is a posture that we don't necessarily want them to be offering their weight. We want them to jump over our back, which is a really, really big jump for them, especially for a dog like Waffles. Um, a cat might have a little bit of an easier time, but for dogs and less agile animals than felines, it's a big jump. They're having to jump at least a foot off the ground and about 2 feet across in order to clear that distance. So in order to thank you so much for those likes, guys. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I will absolutely answer them in between demonstrations. So if you want your animal to be able to clear that jump and not be confused about what it is that you're asking them, you've got to make a little bit of a few clarifications. Your animal has to have a basic foundational understanding of spoken language, of spoken cues. So that when we ask them to jump, they don't think that we're talking about jumping on us. They understand that jump means to jump over something. So we'll get to how to build those. Right now, we're going to let Waffles rest while I show you how to get safely into Chaturanga yourself. Because, like for our animals, it is also a multi step process for us humans. So, you want to start in plank posture. Remember, we talked about this one around Valentine's Day, where we want to have our hips in line with our shoulders stacked over our wrists. And you want to engage your core, so that it helps to keep your spine really neutral. Now, from here, a lot of people just go straight down or kind of dive forward, and that's a really good way to get a shoulder injury. That's something we talked about in this week's OFTV video, so I won't go too much into detail there, but we do want to make sure that we're being really mindful about the way that we get into this posture where our arms are at a 90-degree angle and our body is parallel essentially to the floor. So the way that we're going to do that safely is by shifting our weight forward about an inch. Here, let me show you. So let me turn around. I think you can see better if I'm facing this way. So when we're in plank pose, before we start lowering down into chaturanga, we want to shift forward about an inch. Now, what this does is allows our arms to come to that 90-degree angle when we start lowering down. Go ahead and reset. As opposed to when we start lowering down like this, we either need to bend our elbows out or back. And that's adding a lot of strain on your shoulders when you do that. It does also add more strain on your wrists. So it's more beneficial for all of your joints for you to make that shift forward so that when you come down into a nice, easy, neutral alignment. Does anyone have any questions so far? All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about a couple other things that you want to keep in mind when moving into chaturanga that's going to make it easier to maintain this posture while your animal is jumping over you, while you're offering them cues. So first off, make sure that when you are moving into chaturanga, you keep your core engaged. That's going to really lighten your load and it's going to lighten your load to keep your core engaged. And you also want to rotate your shoulders out. That's going to help you maintain your endurance as well. So the best way to engage your shoulders in chaturanga is to start while you're still in plank. When you're in plank pose, you want to make sure your fingers are really spread wide. That way, you've got a lot of surface area to absorb your weight. But also, as you spread them wide, you want to rotate your shoulders so that your index fingers continue facing forward. You're basically creating a straight line from your shoulders all the way through the tips of your index fingers. Does anyone have any questions about how to safely move into Chaturanga? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start talking about how to teach your animal how to practice with you. Waffles, are you ready to practice some doga? Come. You're not sure? Okay. She wants to take a little bit of a break first, so we'll talk about the instruct Waffles, leave it. Thank you. Do you need to go potty? Kisses for potty. No? Okay. Um, so we'll talk about how to teach your dog chaturanga before I have her demonstrate. She wants to take a little bit of a break first. Do you want to come lay down with Mama over here? Lay down. Oh, it has a beautiful stretch, my love. Good job. So the first thing that you want to do when you're teaching your dog to practice chaturanga with you is to teach them the jump cue. You're going to ask, oh, honey. Okay. Waffles, come. I want you to go outside and go potty. I'll be right back, guys. Come on. Go, go, go. Go potty. Waffles gets itchy when she's got to go, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to let her go potty. I'm going to explain to you the steps of teaching your dog chaturanga before Waffles demonstrates with me. So the first thing that you want to teach is jump. You want to teach your dog that jump means lifting your paws up completely. So you're going to do this by standing next to your dog and using your voice, your body language, and your energy overall to lure them up off the ground. So we're talking about a lot of energy, right? We're harnessing our energy in our body and we're using that body language to drive them up. And you want to use your tone as well. We don't want really low tones like this because that's going to be very calming to them. We want really high energetic tones like this when we say up. And Waffles will be able to give you an idea of how excited that'll get your dog and how amped up that'll get them to practice with you. I hear her scratching at the door. She is ready. Yes, 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 yes. Ready, set, oh, up. Oh, sorry, honey. Ready, jump. Yes, and jump. Yes, good girl. And sit. Good girl, stay. So you can see how we can drive our dogs up off the ground when we ask them to jump using our body language, our tone, our voice, and when they get higher up off the ground, when they put more of their effort into lifting their back feet off the ground even higher, then we can further that. We can match our enthusiasm to that effort that they put lifting themselves up. Thank you so much for those likes, guys. Don't forget to drop any questions that you have as well. Now, once they understand that jump means that they're going to be jumping, then we can add the next step. And the next step is to teach them pause up. You ready to do pause? Yeah, all right. She says she's ready. So what we want to do is we want to get into a lunging position. We want to get into a lunging position, and then we'll use a treat to lure our dog's paws on our leg. Pause. Good girl. Yes. And then when you're sure that they're going to follow your lead, then you can say your pause cue, whether it's paws up, whether it's pause, whether it's get your booty up here, whatever it is, you can offer that cue when you're sure they're going to follow your lead to start to enforce that. Then when they're on your leg, you can say jump, waffles. Now when they come after they jump off, then they understand or they start to build that understanding that when you say jump, it means that they're discontinuing a connection with something. Before it was the ground, this time it was your leg. So now, when they come back, you can drive that message home a little bit by straightening your leg as much as you can and adjusting your hips so that they're over that back knee. And then you can ask your dog, Waffles, go over here, please. Waffles, place, honey, place. Good girl. Now turn and come here. And then ask your dog to jump. Yes, jump. Good girl. Yes. So that they get an immediate distinction of the difference between pause and jump as a cue. Now, to drive that sort of foundational knowledge of the difference between offering their weight and offering a jump home a little bit more, we can ask them to balance on our back. And the way that you can do that is by asking them to by getting into plank posture and asking them to put their paws on your back. Once their paws are on their back, make sure that you mark, disengage, and reward them so that they know they did the right thing. But over time, you want to get more and more energetic and ask them for more and more paws. Once they get all four paws on your back, mark and reward like crazy. At that point, you can ask them to balance. When you're in plank posture and you ask them this new cue, they're going to start to make some connections because you're speaking to them not just with your words, you're speaking to them with your body language. You have already taught them when I'm in this posture and I ask you for pause, I'm going to ask you for even more pause. I'm going to ask you for all of them. So now they're going to draw this connection of when I'm in this posture and I say this new word, what might they want? Might it be the new trick that we just learned? So let's see if Waffles is up to demonstrating this. Waffles, over here. Good girl, yes. Wait. Pause only. Pause. Yep, just like that. Yes, a little more. Pause. Yes, a little more. Little more. Can you do it? She is a little tired, so I'll give her one more try, but oftentimes when she puts her head on my back instead of her paws, it usually means that she's too tired. So I'll give her one more try and we will see if she can do this. Ready, Waffles? Come, honey. We gonna work for this zucchini? Yeah, you see that zucchini? Yeah. Pause, pause. Yes, yes. That's another indicator that she's a little tired. Pause up. Yes, 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 more. More pause. More pause. Yes, good pause. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wowzers. You didn't even get this. You didn't even get your zucchini. So, although I was hoping to have her, Waffles, come. Good girl. Sit. Good girl, stay. Although I was hoping to have just her front paws on me a little longer so that I could demonstrate for you how to go from one to another, that actually was a really good example of how that sort of um, how that chain of behaviors works because you can see she was not sure that she wanted to put her paws on me. And then once she did, and I gave her lots of praise, she just went for it. So, although it'll probably take maybe a week of practicing this every day for your dog to get to the balance stage, then it's going to follow a very similar chain of events there as you just saw with Waffles. Now, once you have practiced pause up and you have practiced jump and you have practiced balance, you do want to teach your dog, you do want to go over your balance cue one more time, or not your balance cue. After you practice balance, you do want to go over your jump cue one more time to ensure that your dog understands that jump means no contact. Sweetie, are you ready to do the big one? The root, yeah, for the jackpot. Yes, for the jackpot. Yeah, you want to do the really big jump? You can? All right, come here. Let's give it a try then, honey. Yes, this is what you will work for. Yes, you will work for this. Now wait. Good girl, wait. So remember, shift forward an inch and then lower down to a 90-degree angle. Then ask your dog, ready, set, big jump. Yes, good girl. Oh, so good. Over here now, please. Good girl. Now let's make this go up a little more. All right, we will go ahead and demonstrate that for you again. Now, when you are finished in Chaturanga, you want to straighten your arms and lift up through your feet in upward dog position, which is the one that we taught last week. So if you want to go back and look at last week's class, then that'll give you a little bit more detail into how to practice upward dog. But from Chaturanga, it's most beneficial for your body to move into upward dog and then go ahead and lift your hips back, straighten your back out into downward dog, and then move on with your day. All right, Waffles, you ready? You want to do it again? You want to do it again? Get big treat? Yeah? All right, back up. Wait. Shift forward an inch, lower down to a 90-degree angle, and Waffles, jump. Good girl. Go around. Go, go, go. Oh my goodness. And upward dog, tuck your toes, downward dog, and then from there you can come out however you like. She definitely feels like she earned that. And she's right, she did. Yeah, that's good stuff, huh? Does anyone have any questions about how to practice Chaturanga with your dog? All right, well, if there are no questions, then we are going to go ahead and, Waffles, do you want to do more? Kisses, you want to do more? Do you want me to cut you up some more zucchini? You want to do more tricks? All right. Okay, so we're going to do this a couple more times just to give you a couple more demonstrations. Let's go ahead and maybe even film this from a couple more angles. So that we have more to share with you on our membership page. All right, Waffles, you ready? You ready? Back up. Good girl. Ready? Jump. Jump, jump, jump. That wasn't a jump. Go around. Go, go, go. Ready, set, jump. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. You need me to get you some more zucchini now? All right. All right. How about a stretch? Good. Oh, that was a. Are you ready? More zucchini? Yeah, Mama get you more zucchini now. Yeah, Mama. Oh, look, I have more zucchini in my pocket. Can you stretch? Good girl. Oh, that good girl. And stretch. Stand. Stand up and stretch. Very nice. Okay, you are tired. I got you. Are you tired? Yeah. Okay, go to bed. Now, The great thing about animal assisted yoga for our animals is that they get to have physical stimulation. They get a lot of physical activity while they're doing this, but they also get mental stimulation. So it's really gonna tire them out. If you're looking for some engagement activities that are not food based, this is a really, really great thing to do to keep your dog active and also to get all that extra pent up energy out. Are there any final questions, you guys? All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you found this class to be helpful and fun. And I hope that you guys are going to go home and play with your dogs, play with your cats. Just give this a try with your pets at home and really enjoy your practice and have fun. We will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and joining us today.